Have you ever wondered why you're not seeing results from your business yet? You know God planted this business on your heart for a reason, but it's just not profitable. And I know you've probably been at this for a while, and you've probably even thought about giving up. And if you're brand new, or maybe you just haven't quite started your business yet, I know you're probably so nervous about moving forward and really just want to make sure you're taking the right steps to bring this business to life and to produce the fruit that you know God has in store for it. But listen, I know you know giving up is not an option because you know God brought you here. So it's time to finally determine why you're not bringing in that full-time income yet and how to fix it. So if this sounds like you, keep on listening because it is a good one. I am breaking down the 5 mistakes you might be making if you aren't bringing in a full-time income online, but I'm actually going to be approaching this a bit differently. I'm going to approach this by sharing with you 5 things I regret doing when I first started coaching. So yes, I'm revealing to you my mistakes, and I'm doing that so hopefully you can learn from them and shift some things in your own business if you happen to be making the same ones I did. And by the way, before we get into the show, I do have a little surprise for you. I am considering putting together a pop-up masterclass where you get to learn one of my client acquisition strategies, aka one of my proven strategies to securing clients. It's simple, duplicatable, and highly effective. And listen, this process has the power to book out your coaching offer in 30 days or less. 30 days or less. And the amazing thing is that this process works if you are a brand new coach or if you are a seasoned coach. I've had seasoned coaches come in and utilize this method over and over because it just works. And I've also had brand new coaches come in and literally book out their program in 30 days. So if this is something you want, you're going to have to DM me on Instagram the word masterclass. Okay, so DM me on Instagram at Hannah Brindley and DM me the word masterclass because I'm going to be honest, I will not put this masterclass together if there are not enough people who want this. So please send me a DM on Instagram saying masterclass if this is something you want from me. Seriously, pause the show right now and send me a DM if you want to make sure this masterclass comes to life. So without further ado, let's get right into the show. Hey Queen, welcome to Reclaim to Reign. I'm your host, Hannah Brindley, daughter of the King, certified life coach, and faith-fueled business mentor. I know you are so sick of feeling like you worked so hard in your business with little to no reward while staying in this same cycle of self-sabotaging tendencies you know are keeping you stuck. And because of that, I know you are craving to end this never-ending cycle of self-destruction and cultivate a successful, Holy Spirit-led business without letting it become your idol. So if you are ready to be fueled by faith over flesh, fight your battles spiritually instead of physically, take bold action on your God-given callings, and finally create that thriving faith-fueled business, then you're in the right place. Go ahead and reheat your coffee, grab a notebook and pen, and let's dive in. All right, so let's go ahead and dive on into the 5 mistakes you might be making if you aren't bringing in a full-time income from your coaching business. And remember, I'm also going to be doing this with the perspective of the 5 mistakes that I made. So the 5 things that I actually regret when I first started coaching. So let's go ahead and dive into mistake number 1. So mistake number 1 is not validating your offer. Now, here's what I personally regret around this specific mistake. I regret not validating my offer continuously. And I'll tell you what I mean by that in just a moment, but I really want to make sure that you understand what validating your offer actually means. Essentially, validating your offer looks like making sure that people actually want your offer, that people will actually buy what it is that you want to put out there. So you want to validate what you are actually going to be selling. Okay. So again, the mistake is you're not validating it. And the regret for myself is that I didn't validate my offer continuously. And this is something that I feel like a lot of people truly miss. Because the thing is, I see people teaching validating their offer, but they're not teaching them to continue validating their offer. And the reason why this is a problem is because if you are actually showing up online, if you are actually doing what you need to do to grow your leads, to grow your client base, then there's going to be more and more people coming into your audience, into your community all the time. That means you need to consistently be validating what it is you're selling because you're constantly being in front of new eyes. Do you see why this is important now? Okay. So again, the mistake, you're not validating your offer, and the regret I have is I didn't continuously validate my offer. Now, why is validating your offer so important? Well, I shared with you already, you want to validate it because you want to make sure people are going to buy it. And that's very important because I want to make sure that you are validating the thing that you're going to be selling before you ever spend the time to create it. Okay, you want to make sure it is viable in the marketplace before you spend time creating it, because I do not want you spending hours and hours and hours creating something that no one buys because you didn't take the time to validate it first. That being said, I actually did validate my very first coaching offer. I didn't even realize that's really what I was doing, but that's what I was doing, okay? And the amazing thing is that my first coaching offer ever yielded a $17K launch with an offer that was lower than $1K. Okay, so this was huge for me. And again, I was validating, but I didn't even realize I was validating. And because I didn't realize I was validating, I didn't continue to do it. And so obviously that hindered some growth for me after that big launch. But once I realized that I was not continuously validating my offer, guess what I did? I changed that. And it has made such a huge difference since. And then I created Faith Fueled Coach Academy's signature client acquisition process through what I did in my first coaching offer and what I've tested since. Seriously, inside Faith Fueled Coach Academy, you get to see what I did on that first coaching offer, and you get to replicate that for yourself. It has been proven time and time again to work so well. And so with this process inside of Faith Fueled Coach Academy, you can book out your coaching offer before you even announce it to the public. Okay? That is how well it works and how incredible it is. I've legitimately had clients do this over and over. I've had both seasoned coaches and brand new coaches utilize this, and it works just the same. So validating your offer doesn't just have to be validating your offer. It could actually look like securing clients without even doing a big launch period. It is honestly so simple, so effective, and I highly recommend it. Now, all of that to say, I am considering putting together a pop-up masterclass where you get to learn this process. It's simple, duplicatable, and highly effective. And this process has the power to book out your coaching offer in 30 days or less. I am not kidding. It works if you do it. So if this is something that you want, you're going to have to DM me the word masterclass on Instagram. My handle is @HannahBrindley. And seriously, I mean it. Please DM me over on Instagram masterclass, because I will not put this together if there are not enough people who want this. I'm serious. Pause this if you have not sent me that DM and send me that DM. And so after you send me that DM, we're going to move on to mistake number 2. And this mistake is right in line with a regret that I have for my own business. And that is launching my coaching business with a group program instead of one-on-one coaching. Listen, I experienced this mistake firsthand. And even though my group coaching offer had a $17,000 launch and it was quote unquote successful in sense of revenue, I learned a lot from this, and I knew as soon as I finished that program, I should have started with one-on-one coaching. Now, I have a lot of reasons for why I recommend starting with one-on-one as opposed to group coaching or a course. But again, like everyone is different. This one is just very personal to me and I have experiences with this. But again, you have to follow wherever Holy Spirit is leading you, okay? But I am going to be sharing with you why I do recommend starting with one-on-one as opposed to group coaching. When I finished that group coaching program, I basically had to uproot everything I did in regards to the coaching content, because what I initially created for the program is not what I would have created if I would have started working one-on-one with people. Because you learn so much about your clients and your ideal clients just working one-on-one with them. When you work one-on-one with them, you really are able to develop your quote-unquote signature process and your methodology to take them from point A to point B so much faster and more efficiently than if you were to start with group coaching. Because what happens if you just create a signature process that isn't 100% proven yet, and then you take people through it, but you have no idea how to actually change things, how to get them better results. And the reason you don't have a better idea is because you're not spending one-on-one time with them. That's what happened to me. I had to uproot everything and kind of start from the ground up because I needed to learn more about my ideal client. I thought I knew exactly what they needed, but I didn't. I didn't until I really had the opportunity to work with them one-on-one. So that being said, I really recommend starting with one-on-one coaching because you don't have to create any sort of content when you work with someone one-on-one. You need to create content in a group coaching program. You've already got to have stuff put together, but for one-on-one, any sort of curriculum or video access is just a bonus, okay? You get to coach them one-on-one. They don't necessarily need trainings. Now, another reason I recommend starting with one-on-one coaching over group coaching is that your revenue would actually be higher if you start with one-on-one coaching. So even though I had a $17,000 launch, like that was a successful launch for my first ever coaching program, it was a group program with extended payment plans, that ended up being around $2,000 per month, which at the time was amazing, but really in reality, I needed to be making more for it to truly be a full-time income. And when you work one-on-one with people, you are able to charge a higher rate. So if I would have started with one-on-one, I would have been able to stabilize a consistent full-time income faster. I mean, truly, there are really so many other reasons for starting with one-on-one, like having clarity for other offers and fine-tuning your sales skills. But really, at the end of the day, again, you just have to follow where Holy Spirit is leading you. If He's leading you to group coaching before one-on-one, start there. We all have to just do what He's calling us to do. I'm just sharing with you my experience. If you know the Lord has called you to grow a Holy Spirit-led coaching business, then you should probably listen up. The castle doors to my signature coaching program, Faith Fueled Coach Academy, or FCA, are opening up again so soon. Faith Fueled Coach Academy is a loving community of ambitious, faith-fueled women paired with a supportive curriculum and high-level coaching strategically designed to help you shatter self-doubt and stand out online so you can finally go from unseen to powerful queen. If you are an ambitious, faith-fueled female who is ready to start a coaching business, or you are already a coach and you're ready to bring in that consistent full-time income online, then this is for you. Inside of this 6-month immersive group coaching experience, you will find yourself fully equipped with all of the business strategies, high-level support, prayer, and accountability you could ever need to turn your God-sized dream into a thriving, faith-fueled coaching business. You will get access to me as I guide you through everything you need to know about stepping into your queen identity, letting the Holy Spirit guide you in your business, and overcoming the limiting beliefs, aka the lies, the enemy keeps whispering in your ear. With the Holy Spirit guiding us, we will clarify your mission, develop your sustainable and scalable business model, create magnetizing content that will keep your audience coming back for more, utilize simple and effective marketing techniques, and also utilize my daily sales system proven to generate new leads daily and prevent objections like the queen that you are. And yes, you can get paid right off the bat, even if you're just starting. If you are craving to do business God's way and for Him, and if you know the importance of being fully led by the Holy Spirit, and if you don't want to get carried away with fleshly desires and are craving how to balance surrender with discipline and taking aligned intentional action, then FCA is for you. If you are feeling that Holy Spirit nudge right now, head on over to www.hannahbrindley.com/FCA to learn more and to get on the wait list. If you are thinking about this at all, you're going to want to get on the wait list because waitlisters will get first access to applications and a discount. This is huge because I am putting a cap on the program so it remains intimate. So please, if you're feeling that nudge, I'll see you on the wait list. So all of that to say, are you ready for mistake number 3? Because this one is slightly embarrassing, but it's the truth. So the third mistake that I personally made, and it's a mistake I do see people making still, is thinking I had it all figured out and I knew exactly what to do and how to do it. Here's the thing. I thought I knew exactly what to do and how to do it, but I wasn't doing it. But when I actually would try to do it, I didn't see results or I got really overwhelmed and one thing led to another and I just felt stuck. But what I'm getting at here is that I regret having the perspective that I did as a new coach. I thought I could just do it all on my own without help. And here's the truth, my friend. You can tell someone is newer in the entrepreneurial space when they say the phrase that they know what to do, but they're not doing it. And I'm going to be honest with you because I love you. If you're saying this might be keeping you stuck because it was keeping me stuck. And I don't mean for your ego to take a hit here. I really don't. But I had to really be humbled around this. Because friend, you can really tell the difference between a newer entrepreneur and someone who is more seasoned, someone who is creating 6 or 7 figures in their business based on this perspective alone. Seasoned and financially quote unquote successful business owners typically have been humbled, either by mistakes they made or something else entirely. They know that there's always something more to learn, which means there's always going to be more room for growth and expansion, which means there's always going to be more challenges along the way too, because growth is a challenge. So embrace the fact that you actually probably don't have it all figured out, because if you did, you would actually be seeing the results by now. So when I finally got over the fear of making an investment and also sucked up the fact that I just didn't know it all, I decided to make an investment in a mentor that aligned with me at the time. And when you are ready, I highly recommend that you do the same so you don't have to keep duct taping your business together. All of that to say, are you ready for mistake number 4? This is something I truly do regret. And that is not focusing on communication. And when I say communication, I mean direct conversations in the DMs with my ideal clients. Listen, I could go on and on and on about this one, but I'm actually going to have another episode about this particular topic later, okay? But here's what I want you to know regarding this. People are craving intimacy. They are getting tired of all of the content that is being thrown at them all the time. There is content anywhere they look. They can easily find content on essentially any topic that they want to hear about with a quick Google search. But you know what they can't find with just a simple Google search? A real, authentic connection with a human who is there for them, who loves them, who wants to support them, and who wants to serve them. Your ideal client is most likely craving intimacy with another person, a connection with someone who really gets them and understands them and can help them solve this problem that they really want to get rid of so desperately. They are craving another human being to talk to. They're not craving being talked at anymore. And no one wants to talk about how to have really beautiful connections and conversations with their ideal clients anymore. They just want to teach you how to go viral, and it drives me crazy because people don't really just want more content. They think they do because they just sit there scrolling all day long, but they're sitting there scrolling all day long to try and forget that they want an intimate connection with another human. They are sitting there scrolling because they think that's going to satisfy the craving they have for community, but it doesn't. It never does. That's why they keep scrolling. And I'm sorry that people have really just messed up with cold selling and these cold sales pitches. I'm sorry. That's not what I'm saying here at all. What I'm saying is that there is a way to create very beautiful connections with other humans that are real and authentic and can actually lead to sales. And here's the thing. You can run your business however you want. If you do not want to have these one-on-one conversations with potential clients and clients, that is fine. That is totally fine. You have to do what God is leading you to do. But for me, He's really led me to build those intimate connections with other humans. And this is something that I highly recommend to all of my clients. And I truly regret not focusing on this sooner. When I first started coaching, I just wanted to go viral. I remember back during this time, I was doing a lot of live videos on Facebook and I just wanted a bunch of shares. That was my goal. That's what I was aiming for every time I went live. And I'm not saying that going viral or being more visible is bad. It's not bad at all. It's a great thing. But I want you to be visible to the right people. And when you do become visible to the right people, I want you to learn how to have a really beautiful, authentic connection with them that stands out among the crowd. Because there are hundreds and millions of people posting their content online trying to go viral. But there's only a handful of people actually looking to create intimate and lasting relationships with the person on the other side of that screen. And this leads me to mistake number 5, which probably comes to no surprise after I just went on and on this last mistake. And the mistake is focusing on virality, or in other words, going viral. Like I said, there is nothing wrong with going viral, but we want to make sure you're creating content for the right people, because what happens if you're just creating something to go viral that has nothing to do with your ideal client? Nothing is going to happen. Views do not equal sales. Okay? Views do not equal sales. I would rather you have a stellar content strategy that is strategically designed to attract your ideal client to you, and you actually have less than 100 views versus you creating a video that has nothing to do with your ideal client or niche or problem you solve at all, and then getting 1 million views. And the reason is because you might actually make a sale off of the reel that had less than 100 views because you are being super specific with your ideal client, and most likely all of those 100 people, 90 people, however many people that watched your video are your ideal clients. Whereas the video that got 1 million views that has nothing to do with your ideal client is getting you views, but not for the people that actually want what you have to offer. So you're probably not going to make a sale. Now, can you do both types of videos? Sure, absolutely. You can do whatever you want, right? Like, at the end of the day, this is your business. This is your platform. Do whatever you feel comfortable with. And if you feel led to share something that has nothing to do with your ideal client, then share it. But what I'm getting at is if you are constantly chasing virality and constantly chasing going viral, that you are just constantly doing these trends that have absolutely nothing to do with what you are trying to sell, you're not going to get anywhere. And I know that a big reason you might be trying to do this and hop on these trends and really get more views and visibility, even though it has nothing to do with what it is that you're selling. I know you are probably, in a way, almost afraid of the algorithm. You're trying to keep up with getting more people to your page because you're afraid if you niche down, if you're afraid if you have this content strategy and really speak to what it is you're selling, you're not going to be seen, and you're not going to be seen by the right people. But listen. That is a scarcity mindset. I promise you, Holy Spirit is in control of the algorithm. So stop fearing the algorithm. I promise when you put it out there and you consistently use a proven content strategy, you will see results. And that is it, my friend. Those are the 5 mistakes you might be making if you aren't bringing in a full-time income from your coaching business. Now, before you go, please do not forget to message me about the masterclass. If you want me to put together a pop-up masterclass showcasing how you can book out your coaching offer in 30 days or less, DM me the word masterclass over on Instagram at Hannah Brindley. Remember, I'm only going to be putting it together if I have enough people say they want it. So please go do that right now, and I'll see you over on Instagram. Hey Queen, don't head out just yet. If this podcast has blessed you in some way, it would mean the absolute world to me if you left a written review of the show over on Apple Podcasts. It truly lights a fire in me knowing how God has impacted you through this platform. And since I absolutely adore connecting with you, please, please, please screenshot this episode or your review and post it on your stories on Instagram and tag me at Hannah Brindley. I can't wait to see you over there. So much love to you.